This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories. And welcome to my review of The Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 5, titled The Return. And if you haven't watched this episode yet, there will be spoilers. And my recap of it will be out tomorrow because I'm not going to have enough time to record that today. And going into this episode, this was honestly a great episode. I think that they did a really good job with it, and some people might call it filler, but this was an episode that was needed to really clear things up between Hunter and Crosshair specifically, because the two of them had clear problems, and although they didn't do what I really wanted and continue directly from the scene from last week, it does make it clear that that's just kind of how it went, and they haven't talked. They really are just not getting along well, and it's honestly just a really great dynamic between the two where Hunter clearly distrusts Crosshair, and Crosshair does feel really guilty of everything he did and really doesn't want to admit what he's done. And honestly, it was just really great. It was awesome to return to the Outpost, which was just a truly incredible episode from last season, and for them to return there was great. It does, have these small stuff plot holes where this creature didn't show up at all during that arc, well, early episode, but I think you could explain that they were going to a few different safe areas, and just them being there really didn't trigger it, but the ship landing there and them moving around a bunch was a cause for it to come. Because I think maybe, it saw that there was only two there and that they were pretty weak and it probably wouldn't have been a good meal. And it probably was feasting on everyone that Crosshair killed. So you can just easily say that, but one of the best and kind of most meta lines is when Wrecker yells, "Why does there always have to be a monster?" And that is a common thing in this, but honestly it was a pretty fun moment. I also really like that they kept Crosshair's old armor and that wasn't just left with the Imperials or anything. I think it's cool for him to be in that and kind of in his classic clone armor, which was a really cool thing to see. Going through the rest of the episode, the conflict between the two was really interesting as Hunter really just doesn't trust him and wants him to reveal everything, and Crosshair is just really reluctant and slowly reveals stuff over the episode until he gets to the end and just tells Hunter really everything, killing the Imperial, that he clearly made a mistake and he did something wrong. It was honestly just really great to see. It was a really nice moment, and the two characters really had a just really great time kind of reconnecting and learning to trust each other again. It was super interesting to see, and I really just can't wait to see what happens in the next episode because now that they're back together, I want to see just how much things change. It does look like that they are going to go and try and help out their brothers and save them from Tantus. It's either that or we do see that the Empire does make it to Pabu and they may recapture Omega for experiments and force them to go back again. I feel like they will be just going after the Empire regardless because it'd be the right thing, and either way they'll be going to liberate the clones on Tantus, but it just kind of a really tragic end We're gonna see, I think, the deaths of lots of clones, and we'll see the reason why Rex is on that walker at the end of, well, the end of Rebels, but the beginning of Rebels season 2. And honestly, it is just really interesting to see, and I really just enjoyed the season so far. They did such a great job. I really love this episode. Not my favorite of them all, but it was still really solid. This season has been really well done, and it's just so exciting to see. Looking at everything else, everything with the outpost was cool to see again. There was a nice moments where we saw the tribute to Mayday and the other clones that passed away. The return of the symbolism of that bird that was always going overhead, and it was just so exciting and interesting to see. This really was just such a crazy storyline. I really loved it, and even though Echo was here, he didn't do too much. This is a story mainly set between Crosshair and Hunter, and it was something I just really loved. But yeah, I really just enjoyed this. They did such a great job, and it was so well told. But I honestly just want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.